Hello, Metal. How are you? Just trying to share out the link and all that to different places, and forgot my audio wasn't on either. So, how are you? And you probably how are you, guys? Is how am I now? Is my mic good? Can you hear me good? I was on Omar's stream last night after this, and they were having a hard time hearing me. So I don't know what was going on there. Um, and my Discord doesn't want to come up for some reason. Quit Discord. Okay, so we gotta get our. Okay, so Discord seems to be starting. I can hear you, but I'm not sure if it's a good thing, but I can. Hardy har har. Okay. Ooh. So we'll show this off. Copy image. Alpha Proto is finally done page 2. Let's. Uh, we wanted to grab the link to. Let's see, we're gonna put some. Putting the link out there in a few different places. Well, the link just to say that we're on, and then I'll let some people know that I'm in thing. And I'm gonna have to switch this to my mic to hear people. The Discord, if anybody's in there. I need to get into the on air too to hear people. So anybody that wants to come in to be on air can. Okay, there we go. Hey, Edwin, how are you? Hey, Alpha. You want to come on, Alpha? Feel free. Here's Alpha's second page. The show is crowded. It's just right now. There's just me in the back in the Discord. So yeah, there is page 2 of the Canadian Shield Ash Can, and here let me do. Okay, so let's go back. Ash. Size. Okay, so we'll take this, Control A, Control C, and we will put here on this page. Okay, let's make sure. Yeah, aspect ratio. Yesterday, I just left the stream running and walked off. It started raining, so I suddenly had more important things to do. Ah, yeah, no problemo. Okay, let's. No, cancel. Here we go. Okay, yes. I'm reset. This is right here. If you look on the side here, is the ash can size. These pages are 5.5. I'm not sure. You're probably doing them at the right size, but or I'm not sure what size you're doing, but um, I formatted all these pages for the 5.5 by 11 or 5.5, 8, 5.5 by 8 or 8.5. Is it? Yeah, it's 8.5 by 11, so 5.5 by 8.5. Formatted all these pages for that size, so I put your drawing on it. And I had to reduce the aspect ratio. I'm working on the publishing template size, pretty high resolution. That is why it's so big. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm just putting it, making sure all these go in on the pages in the same file. This will end up being a PDF eventually when you're done. We've gotta work on the cover too. And I gotta figure out what's on the inside front cover, if anything, and what's on the inside back cover and on the outside back cover. So anyways, that is done. That's put on there. We will save that. We'll take that away. We'll keep this here for now, just in case we want to show it to anybody later in the stream. You could put an ad on an ad for someone's comic on the very back cover. True, true. I know there's got to be one ad. Find Cross Comics on what's in so and so. So that could go either on the inside back cover or the outside back cover, and then we have one other thing. Did you have an ad that you might wanted to put on for your comic? Alpha Proto? You're one that's on Global Comics or whatever? So today, I was trying to get a bunch done on this page, and this is where John Sims is handing him his. I never formatted my comic. His business card. So I went looking what these cards are supposed to look like, and in the end, I just ended up developing using it as a template. But um, there's John Sims' card, business card. Made up some phone numbers. That is the Ontario flag, and then I put the OPP, that's Ontario Provincial Police thing over top of that. Um, so that one part there, the Union Jack, I think it's called. And I figured out everything else for him. Gave him a badge number. I figured out how many numbers that's supposed to be. Gave him a email address. Now I've saved that, and on here, nobody will ever be able to read it. What is the meaning of those numbers? Which numbers? Hey, Flint. Did you get my, I sent you a DM on Twitter. Did you get it? Well, I figured you meant on the card, but I wasn't sure where on the card. There's a bunch of different numbers. Right here is his badge number. That's the actual address of the office in Geraldton area for the OPP. And then these are an office number that I made up, a cell number I made up, and a fax number I made up. Although the 807 is the area code, almost every, in movies and all that, the exchange number is always 555, and then I just made up some other numbers for those. Do those numbers have any special meaning? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm not going to say what they are on air. If you want to, I can tell you off air. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will do that. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so don't be so wishy-washy. You always have to make it sure. Well, I told, if you go to what's the name of it? Um, thing. Um, Discord. I sent you a private message and told you what the last 4 digits of the phone numbers are. Hello? Yeah. Hey, if it shows up. No, no, no. No, I don't have a phone call. Hey, if it shows in the Discord with me now, these numbers, phone numbers on the card. Hey, Tim. Hey, Tank, how are you? Tim or Tank or Alpha, if you want to come on, feel free. It's through the Discord, of course. I think well, I know Tim has it. So, this is John Sims, Canadian Shield Friends business card. I made this up today just so I could put it on the two is company threes. Hey, eventually I want the. Oh, go ahead, if it shows up. Ah. Well, I'm not doing anything right this second. I am going to be doing some Canadian Shield stuff. You know what? Let me make it so you can actually see what I'm doing in Discord. There. I think it's flipped for you for some reason, though. I don't know why. Yeah, but it's this way in Discord. It's not delayed. Pardon? Oh, they can't. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn my desktop audio on. They should be able to hear you now if you talk. Want to talk for a second? At least. Okay, they didn't hear you. Okay.
President chat.
Hey, what?
Said, now my kids are walking the house singing the song. Singing what song?
What song are you talking about?
Oh, Tank saying, Mike. Now my kids.
Oh, the Canadian Shield song.
Now my kids are walking around the house singing the song.
It is catchy.
Yeah.
Well, Tank. I'd say I'm sorry, but some ways I think that's a good thing. Which one? Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, guess this is the one that we're going to use because people, I think, can hear you.
It's the song that lets you know that he has many more powers.
With
He's got the power of flight. He's got the power you don't know about.
Yeah. Well, you do. It's just, you know that,
He has the power to throw. You know he's got super strength because he can throw trees into space.
but you also know that he has, like he's not vulnerable to cold and stuff like that. You know, I just I didn't want to say Canadian Shield with the invulnerability of with
You
durability,
could come back with
Canadian Shield with invincibility. I kind of made
you,
that list
you
go
could
on. 4 or 5 more
yeah.
things. I thought
You could come
three
back with
was
a really brief song that goes, "Oh, by the way, he's not vulnerable to cold or something like that." That's it.
you know. I just thought three was good. And just cover the rest with one line. So and then go on to other stuff. That how he helps out people and faces off against villains. Yeah, he has super senses too.
Um, when
Go ahead. What were you saying?
okay, okay, I think the problem. Okay, about this. I think the problem. Okay,
Okay, we keep.
wait, Sue gives him super senses.
Yeah.
Uh, I was thinking, I was thinking, wait, you can't hear me?
You're
I'm
cutting. You're
delayed.
cut.
Am I delayed?
I don't think you're delayed. Well, you might be a little bit, just because, and that's natural for the net. Just you're
Oh,
you're breaking up sometimes. We're not catching the. At least I'm not catching your whole sentence all the time.
okay, okay. Well, I was thinking today the reason maybe the reason why I can't get employed anywhere because I have is because I have no friends. Therefore, there's no one to recommend me to any job. So maybe that's why
Well,
I can't find any kind of employment.
well, that could be even if you get a job. Have you been asked for references? Is there anybody that you can get to give you references? Like just
No,
somewhat
because I have no social life at all.
okay. Well, you know what you might try and do, for 6 months a year before looking for another job, go find somewhere to volunteer, and then that you can put that on your resume as a volunteer thing. Thus, it can give you some work experience. It can give you some transitional skills, which can go, to a job, possible job, whatever, maybe something you're applying for, you know. Okay, let's see. I want to catch up with the chat. It says, neat. I see it, Rick. I will need to verify the link's authenticity. Understand. How do you verify the link's authenticity? Tank says, yeah, Tim, but did you play the Canadian Shield trailer on repeat as soon as the host of the stream left it unattended? Oh, we can't hear you go guest. We can't hear your ghost. I almost said that. Flits
Um,
and
another thing is one of the earliest things I do when I get some when I finally if I finally ever get some money is I gotta buy Napoleon from the Machine. I remember I promoted that comic a long time ago on my old channel, but I'm like it was just such an interesting concept, Napoleon from the Machine. He had a guy who draws stuff and they come to life.
oh yeah, I understand that. There was an old TV show cartoon that came from Britain that played here in Canada. It was called Simon and the Land of Chalk Drawings, and the song, the theme song was, "Well, my name is Simon, and the things I draw come true." There was a little bit more to it. I forget what. Anyways, Alpha Proto says in the 90s there was this phrase where ferrets were the pet to have. Everyone thought people with ferrets were so cool. They didn't tell you how much they bite you. Tank saying kick-ass song. Alpha Proto saying many more powers. Tank Ferret says that's part of how I got my nickname Alpha. I play verbally and physically might draw blood, but I don't mean any harm. My skin's thicker than most. We have somebody else in here now?
No, that's just my dad. That's no in the bathroom right there.
Okay.
Room's right next to the bathroom.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all. Alpha says he has super senses too. Tank then says the general consensus is that it's the best trailer song in comics right now. Well, I am glad of that. Most people like it. I think the only one that did really like it too much was Dillard. Yeah, that is a ferret for sure. Yes, the song is an earworm. I love it.
Ferrets actually need tons of attention. If you go on a ferret, they're very social animals. So
Yeah. The Tank Ferret says, plus Alpha and I routinely hide stuff from myself and get super excited when I find it. Tim says, I will gladly lose my mind to this song. I don't want you to lose your mind. Yeah. I hide things from myself too, says Alpha. And Flit says, I got a beef with Tim. Okay, what's your beef with Tim? And Tim says, Flit says, this begs me to make him a mock Super NES game box from Melvin so I can take time out of my busy schedule to make one. And he can't even give it a like on Twitter. Tim's like, what, wait, what?
Well, I went to look for it. I couldn't find it.
Did you tag Tim in it, Flip?
I didn't even know it was made, to be honest.
Or is he talking, did you like the Canadian Shield one?
Yeah, I loved it. I think I shared it out too.
Okay. Tank says Haldar is 100% right. Rick needs to make a 10-hour on repeat version of the campaign link in the description. Well, that's easy. I could just copy and paste it till it's 10 hours.
Yeah, I actually did like the Canadian Shield on a Super NES box. So, booyah.
Okay. Flit says, Tim says, Flit. Oh, then Tim says, shameful. Alpha says, my second career is just being in people's chat. Tank says, Flit, tag me.
I gotta, but I'm still waiting to get back from the artist. Maybe like another week.
Flit says, Tank, there you go, buddy.
Oh, let me go look at it. I didn't see it.
Tim put a link of something in the chat. Thank for it. Woo! Be right back. Tim says, I was going to make a character called Super Flit who has the powers of flight and the power of strength. But okay, Flit.
Let me go. Okay, let me see. I guess he put it on. I did not know. I've been very busy, so I'm sorry.
Alpha says, really? Mike Myers made fun of that show. He grew up in Canada. What? Made fun of what show, Alpha? You know my name is Simon?
No.
Oh, wait, let me go check it out.
Wait, I see it. Damn.
Well, tag me. Share it and tag me with it. Let's see. Oh, wait, let me go check it out. Tim, then where is it? I was going to like it. Didn't know you made it.
If
Tank says shared. Melvin reminds me of the game Contra. If there was a Melvin game, it would play like Contra. Yeah.
that's what I think too. Or or,
Mel-
or
Melvin and
I
Alice.
was I was thinking Doom.
Or Double Dragon. Flit said. Tank says
There you go.
if 8-bit heroes would hurry up and get Retroforge up and running, I could make a legit Canadian Shield Super NES game. I don't want to code it from scratch. Ooh, that would be nice. I would love that, Tank, for sure. If you could do that, if whenever they get it up and running, I would be really appreciative. I'd probably give you some money for it, and I'd end up trying to sell. Can you sell stuff like that, Tank?
I am truly sorry I did not see that. I apologize.
Flit says, bro, I posted it as a direct reply to his tweet, but that's okay, Tim. I get how it is. Flit will remember this. Tank saying, let me be more specific. Don't have time to code any Super NES game from scratch. Joshua's here. Hey, Joshua's.
It's still pretty cool looking though.
Yeah, Joshua says, sometimes Twitter doesn't notify me when people reply. Yeah, and then Tim says to Flit, I'm truly sorry I did not see it. Download it against me, please.
I did not say it that way, you jive turkey.
And then Mike's here and he says, hi, I'm dropping a like and share. Oh, thanks, Mike, for doing that. Okay, so now let me go quickly over to the Twitters. That has probably been shared with me now. This Melvin. Ooh, and I love the art that he uses for it.
I know. He used to use the cover from Melvin 3 that I believe you inked and colored.
Yes. So let's copy this. Let's paste it here so everybody can see.
I mean, if I even had remotely the skills to make the game, or if I knew somebody, there would definitely be a Melvin video game. Although I will be making vinyl. I think I can make vinyl figures. The public library at Caldwell has a 3D printer, so
No, I'm not the best at game coding, but I don't really know much about that.
yeah, well, I'm too stupid to figure that out. So
I mean, I probably could. I mean, I have Blender, and there's a game design, game design aspect to Blender, but I've actually built in, but I don't really use it.
no, I see.
Alpha says most games on Steam get sold. That's the best place for indie games. Most people have access to that and don't have to mail any physical games. Yeah. Tank says I can get legit cartridges made for it right now. I can only work on a NES game, and it's still a lot of work. Hey, I'd appreciate even a NES one.
I am actually a little confused. Is Flit really pissed at me for not seeing that? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Trust me, I'm easily confused by people's behavior. Like sometimes someone like no warning, all of a sudden they're pissed at you for something, and then you got to figure out what they're pissed about because they don't tell you.
Yeah.
And when they do, they're like, "Really?"
But I think he's teasing you, just trolling you. But I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too. You never know.
Let's see.
I mean, if he's truly pissed, I do apologize. But if he's just joking, then cool.
Tank says we can even package a ROM with an emulator with auto execute and put it up on Steam even. Oh, cool. Awesome. Metal says Game Boy games are even easier to make. Tinkford says I plan to finish my Scalpel Zero NES Metroidvania in the springtime. Alpha says there are YouTube videos about these game engines. Godot. Yeah, I heard of Godot recently. A little while ago. Maybe when what's his name was still in the audience. Um, the guy that was in Edmonton. I forget his name now. Uh, they called me. That got banned from my channel.
Who was that?
Elk.
I don't remember that.
Elk.
Oh yeah, that guy. Why did he get banned from your channel again?
Say in a sec. Those are used a lot for
Oh right,
gaming,
right.
coding, and
Right.
stuff. Isn't my thing. I'm more artistic. Tank says, fun fact: Game Boy uses the exact same language as Super NES, just different graphics indexing. Alpha says, I don't think that's how it's pronounced. Alpha says, dang. Tank Ferret says, I learned 6502 assembly a couple years back. Flit says, go dot go. Go dot go. Go, go, go. Go dot go. Go, 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 go dot. Cross is going around banning people. Be careful. I think he's about the only person I've ever banned. Might have, except for bots. But yeah, Elk a few months back. For those that don't know, he was here. He was here for a good year, and he was seemed like a decent guy, and for the most part, he probably he is. But I was doing something on my one book, yeah, the Bible stories, lesser known Bible stories, and he didn't like something I did or whatever, and or I know we got talking about the Roman Empire or the fall of it and the Dark Ages, and I said when I thought it was, I gave my explanation, and it was, I think, very logical. And just because I wouldn't go check it out online, he said I was wrong. And, I have looked it up since. And yeah, I was wrong, but I didn't have the time right then and there to go look it up. And he started calling me some names that he shouldn't have called me. And he had done a little bit of other stuff. He was trying to edit me from the chat for my stuff, how he thought my stuff should go. And it's like, I just had enough of
Right.
and said,
Right. That does get annoying. I can see that.
and like I didn't even ask him to be an editor or whatever. I never asked him for his opinion. And you know what? I don't mind people putting stuff in the chat, but it's up to me whether I take it or not. I have the right not to take it, the advice or whatever.
Right. Yep. That's the thing I don't understand about people on the internet. They give you advice and you don't have to take it. That's the whole point of advice. Is
Yeah.
just advice.
Joshua says he was
And
pretty.
when you don't do anything, yeah, I know. I was just like, some people confuse me. So I'm like, wait, what?
Flit says 98% of things I post.
What he said, and I said it makes it easier to. Okay, you're just effing around. But yeah, I think vinyl figurines, or at least like those vinyl figurines that Marvel used to make back in the day, are possible. I got like 3 designs that I think they're not perfect. That's the thing about making them on where like an AI thing, is that they're not perfect.
Tank says, I'm where is it? I'm shocked a person would behave in such a way as to get banned on this channel. Wild.
Yeah, I know. You're the nicest person.
Tank says
That's like
every channel he has wrenches on, he drops links for the Canadian Shield.
That's like getting pissed at like Mother Teresa or something.
But
Uh,
uh,
or Gandhi
yeah.
or
But
something.
the thing is, we had a disagreement, like,
Mr. Rogers or something.
and the thing is, he didn't even put in the chat why I was wrong. He just said I'm wrong. No, it didn't happen that way. Didn't even put anything in. Oh, he's just like, let's go look it up now. No, no. I'm like, no, I don't want to look it up right now. I'm in the middle of doing some drawing. Uh,
I'd have to say probably 9 out of 10. You're gonna find an atheist that's probably an asshole. Just saying.
yeah. I'm not sure whether he was or was agnostic or whatever, because I know he grew
He
up.
came off.
He said he grew up Christian or whatever. Metal says, no, you have to take my advice. Your future depends on it. Alpha says, aren't vinyl figurines Roto cast it? And Tank did put a link in saying the Canadian Shield returns for the third installment of the Landmark series from
Oh,
Rick
well,
Piper
I'm
and
not
Frost
an.
Comics.
That's probably so. I'm not an expert. I just know that I can have them made nearby and I just make a small pile of them.
Okay.
You have to fill out like a form or something, and then based on how much material is used is how much you pay for it.
Oh, and for those that haven't seen it, here's the second page for Canadian Shield Ashcan as done by Alpha.
Oh, nice. Honestly, Alpha, I'm gonna have to like look into like I'm gonna have to actually look into different types of figurines and how they're made, such. I'm not an expert. But it would be kind of cool to have those though. Do you ever send out that kit bashed Canadian Shield?
I haven't kit bashed it yet, no.
Yeah, the one that you got from somebody and you had it on your last campaign.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, that wasn't bashed, kit bashed. That was somehow, I'm not sure how
Thought it was.
I'm not sure how they got a model. Well, they made the model and printed it.
I think they like altered like a Hulk action figure or something and
Yeah.
another figure.
So
I'm not sure.
we have Canadian Shield here with the other Holy Warriors. So we got Canadian Shield, Insecto, the Flame, the
Are they gonna have
Wiz.
are they gonna be a super team called the Holy Warriors?
Yeah. Or I might end up just calling them Warriors. I'm not sure. Like I did
I'd
come
go
up.
with, I'd go with Holy Warriors because there's already a movie called Warriors, which
Yeah.
has nothing to do
Well,
with.
I made up the term. I came up with that back, when I was first creating, or around the time I was first creating my characters. Because Christian comics, they're warriors, they're holy. So holy warriors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you say the Warriors, I'm gonna imagine there's a villain that says, "Can you dig it, sucker? Can you dig it?"
So and then we got
I
Snap.
mean, the Warriors is still a very generic name in general.
Okay, so the only thing that's off on here,
But says
Proto.
Lost Wax Bronze Casting. Get the fuck out, hipster.
The superhero group in my world is gonna be called Stabilizers. So I don't know if that's a generic, more generic name. I don't know.
But the belt area for Ozona is
I
off
can't.
there.
I don't know if this is even ever going to happen. Like again, am I ever going to be able to get the money to make any of these comics? I don't know.
If making cartoons is too expensive, I heard rotoscoping is cheaper.
No, I made a cartoon with no money, because I animated it myself. That's the thing.
Oh,
Just
That's
give
the
me.
thing. And the characters were relatively simple to animate, even though it took a long time.
oh, I see. Oh, I remember. Yeah.
I didn't pay that. I didn't pay nobody else to animate for it. I animated myself. Yes, I am an animator myself. This thing is to don't have a pretty good computer.
See that?
Oh, I see.
Just trying to look at what I've done before for outside. Because I thought it was supposed to
That
be.
sounds like it should be some kind of beverage. A 6-pack of electides. That's something I haven't heard someone say in a long time was the whole Hail Raven thing. I mean, in a way, War Campaign kind of came back strong. Why don't they do a resurgence of the Cult of Raven?
Yeah, I think it needs to be up just like with where you're showing here. I think. Let's see.
Just watch Foot's gonna write a tell-all book about the hostile working conditions made possible by Rick Piper. It'll be a tell-all book. It'll be called My Cross the Bear.
You mean Alpha, not Flit?
Alpha, I mean, damn it. I botched that joke.
Yeah, right about there, I think. I just did it quick, Alpha. But other than that, you leave it to me. I zoomed in and I noticed if I didn't zoom in.
Well, isn't everybody short compared to Canadian Shield?
Well, it's not. It was just the belt for Electide wasn't on.
Oh, well, maybe she left it at home. Did you ever think about that? Yeah.
Well, it's not a strap on. It's in the material, if you will.
Somebody clip that. Yeah, I get it. I'm just messing around.
I like this. This is a nice one with this little old lady in this small wheelchair next to the Canadian Shield. And he's carrying her groceries.
And then the tragedy as Canadian Shield tripped and fell on the.
But you know, this is awesome, Flit. Metal says, yeah, they usually line up around the. But that's just an easy correction too. Yeah, around the
By the
belly.
way, a lot of people don't know this, but did you know the original Captain Marvel's public domain?
Probably.
Oh, do you
Yeah,
have?
you know that?
Do you have any pictures of your Goofanoid character?
Yes.
Maybe send me a couple. I might. I'm thinking about trying to do some fan art again. I might draw them up, not live, but draw them up, color them, and all that, and then do it as a speed video.
I'm still a bit redesign phase, but yeah, but just add a white spot on his chest with black G on it. That's all. This all I just want to add there.
Okay. I didn't quite make that out, and I, with what you said about them, you know, I probably won't remember it when I go to do it. So you'd probably have to write that when you do it, when you send me the pics.
Okay, wait, hold on. It's on my
robotting.
That's because I'm opening up, my file explorer. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
my pictures.
Joshua says, I don't think her belt would be that high up. Okay, it might not be
Here,
that high up,
here,
but be
here,
high
here it
enough
is.
to see part of it.
Right now.
Okay, so maybe I might get around to some coloring after like an hour, which is all right. So how's Zed and Odysseus coming?
I
Tim?
sell some books here. I sell some books there.
Yeah, what I mean,
But
or Melvin. Which one are you working on right now?
Melvin 4.
Okay.
That was the rough for page 28. I got the rough for page 28 recently, so.
Oh, that's good.
There's about what, 15 pages left?
Well, nobody but
It's a pretty
me and
bad.
Alpha.
According to everyone else, it's pretty bad design. Apparently, for some reason.
Did you
I don't know, dude. I've been promoting getting not as much sleep as I should to the point where my brain is just fried, man.
copy image?
I mean, me and that look like. I mean, I fund this. I funding years so.
Well, I'm not really funding. I'm just promoting it. I have my books go through Critical Blast, which
Now talking about some of my new for it. Like I just sent it to it. I forgot to mention.
oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, the Cricket Blast still. Yeah, I'm gonna use them. Had my candidate, but I didn't. I don't. I hadn't contacted him in years, but this guy got called Woses. I forgot. Forgot. I hadn't contacted him in years though.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago.
Okay.
Woses art.
What are we looking at? I don't see nothing.
Discord. You should.
I don't know how I think about that design there. I don't know.
It's not a bad design. It does seem a little, shall we say, basic, I think would be the thing, but I don't think ultimately there's anything wrong with it.
No.
The pose doesn't probably strike any emotion, but that's all
I mean,
right.
it definitely.
But I don't think the pose is supposed to.
Wesley Rose. I just remember his name.
Yeah.
His name.
Goofy
Yeah,
Willie?
because I hadn't contacted him in years.
And
He's originally supposed to start the first issue, but he gave up for some reason. Like he told me, yeah, he gave up, had part with the project.
I don't think he is. I just think the costume is just like. I kind of feel like the costume should be like the guy's a little off, but he means well. Like the main character from Taxi Driver. You know, he was the scene where he decided to take out all those criminals, but he's probably doing it the wrong way. Had good intentions.
You probably should have bag of tricks with him. I'll house with him or something.
yeah, Alpha asks who drew that design. I think you were answering that. And he says that's a good drawing. Joshua says he'd make it. And then I think you were just answering, does he have a bag of tricks he can carry? You know?
Yeah, he probably should have one as part of the design. It'll make total sense. I mean,
Taxi Driver is a classic metal. That's true. I just kind of see this guy as kind of like a, in his mind, he's a superhero, and he is taking on bad guys, but he does it the wrong way by kind of just causing mayhem.
Now, is
yeah,
that.
yeah, he actually causes a lot of property damage accidentally. That's another. But another plot point I got is that there's this other character. I think I did 3D modeling for him once. Or at least tried to.
Now, is
Cause man,
that
there's another character who's a policeman.
is that how you
You ever
spell
thought
good?
about making that suit like maybe long, like what do you call those,
No,
pajamas or
no, it's not skin. This is actual suit. It's a suit. It's
Yeah.
skin tight suit.
long johns? Yeah, that's it.
But
Is that how
but
you spell?
like I was
Is that how you spell goofanoid?
it's GOOFENOID.
Okay, so the only thing that's wrong there is A.
Oh, you should. Yeah, yeah. Especially the you talking to me thing. I don't see anybody else here. You must be talking to me.
No,
Or
no,
my
yeah. Another thing, another thing I didn't mention. I was about to say this, but another character is named Richard Taylor. This policeman guy who's a corporal who was overworked and is a caffeine addict and hates his wife. And uh, and his wife is always cheating on him with other men. And Richard thinks Goofanoid is a good thing because it means less work for him, which means he gets the more time spent with his kids.
Yeah. I
interesting.
don't mind it. I think what it's missing for the type of character it's supposed to be is the costume. You would
Hmm.
think Goofanoid look a little sillier and maybe a little chaotic with his personality from what I've gotten from you.
Hmm.
I can easily see this being a little more grittier though.
Yeah, but again, I get that, but I barely had any funds even at the time.
Yeah. I get that. I get that. Like if you mismatched all his, like, he's got a red boot. Maybe give him some different other color boot. Make his gloves different colors so it looks a little chaotic. He's got all these
Yeah, but
Or
different colors.
maybe
he was always going to have
or,
an
ma-
orange and red color scheme though.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah. Or
primarily.
maybe make his suit like maybe like everything like stuff he just found on the street or something, so it's like all gnarly looking.
No, his costume kind of is homemade. Supposed to be homemade. Because keep in mind, he's not rich. He
Yeah.
works at a toy store. He used to work as a clown back in an amusement park before that.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And I get that. That's why I was just saying he uses these mismatched things, this leotard.
What if he just calls himself Goofanoid, but no one calls him that except for him?
I mean, the bad guys would use him. Will use whatever name he calls himself. So the bad guys would call him. Would just call him clown or whatever. But if he introduces himself, they would just call him that. Really.
Yeah, simple is definitely better a lot of times. I agree with that.
Because he does spray paint Goofanoid whenever he beats up bad guys on the ground.
I see.
Or what about
What? Has anybody ever given you a? I mean, I know Melvin's kind of a silly name, but
what about a G on it like that?
No, Melvin's not a silly name. It's just it's a regular person's name. That's not,
right.
There's not anything special about it.
All right. Have you ever tested the name Goofanoid and gotten response or feedback on it?
No one had a problem with the name, just the character itself.
What is the problem
That's
with the
the name.
character itself? What's the thing that people don't
He's
like about the?
it's a clown superhero that is that is kind of insane and fights criminals. Like people basically tell me he's because one, most people don't like clowns. Two,
Right.
his powers on his skill set isn't interesting. That's joke toys.
Well,
That guy's
yeah.
not interesting.
Now, yeah. See, he's supposed to be
Uh,
having joke toys. With this, there's no. I don't see any way of him carrying these things around. I see he has a couple
Yeah.
pouches. You know, you know, even Batman has all
What if
those
he had
pouches.
like a doctor's bag? With
exactly. I was gonna give him something like that, a pouch or something next to him. They always carries around, kind of like
Split says, "Who are the
yeah.
goofin, and why do they? Why does this guy want to resemble them?" Alpha says, "Every time I hear Melvin, I think of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey."
They
Uh,
mailed. That's my favorite scene.
I was gonna do a
They
design
mailed
for his
me.
was doing in Blender. By the way, I was gonna do it, but then I decided not to do it because no one cared about any of my Captain Metal designs or any of those characters on Twitter. Because when I posted on Twitter, no one used a damn.
Yeah, well,
Well,
yeah.
I did it. I did.
Unfortunately, you don't have a lot
Well,
of followers yet on Twitter, and that's
how
gonna
you gonna
take
build that
some.
up?
Yeah,
And
I mean, I
to
bet.
be honest, hold on. To be honest, it's
Mm.
hard to impress people these days. You kind of have to um like kind of blitzkrieg the whole internet and kind of like make people like almost scream and yell, "Hey, this character exists! Look
yeah,
at this character!
yeah.
Isn't it freaking cool?"
Joshua
If you're
Yeah,
not
says,
if you're not excited,
because the Captain Metal.
if you're not excited about your character, then no one else is gonna get excited for your character.
Joshua
I
says,
mean, I was excited about this back 4 or 5 years ago, it seems like no one else. But it had such a hard time making this that making anything that I don't think anyone else really cares.
yeah. Joshua says maybe he could have a few more stitches in his costume. Like make it look
That would be
all.
nice. That would be nice.
Uh,
You
That
could
would,
always
yes.
go life field and add pouches.
that don't make sense all over the body, especially since he has to move around a lot. He's supposed to be very agile, that character.
Well, I mean the belt. What about the belt? You could
The
make that a
belt,
lot
yeah,
of
the belt, and a handbag right next to the belt would make sense, but he can't have these padded clothes or anything like that. He has to move around a
maybe
lot.
maybe add a kind of like maybe add a little more to it, like for the character Fool Killer. I mean, the character didn't last that long, but still, I could see you incorporating some
Yeah,
of the
I, that
elements of
full,
that character.
yeah, the Fool Killer. The Jessica Jones TV show ruined Fool Killer though, but I mean, it was that TV show. That TV show was awful.
I'm talking about the comic book. It was
The comic book. The
he
comic
he
book
he
Fool
d-
Killer. I hadn't read it yet. I did read Sleepwalker. Some of Sleepwalker though.
yeah, wasn't there only
Years
like
ago.
3 issues of Fool Killer?
Oh, Joshua says, what about a backpack?
Yeah, that'd work.
That might work. I gotta see. I gotta see. Depends on how it's designed.
There's also Instagram, and you can link your Instagram to your Facebook. So when you post on Instagram, it shows up on your Facebook.
I stopped using Facebook years ago.
And
Well,
hello,
I did all
Outcast.
platforms.
How is everybody doing? Good. Oh,
Same with Instagram. Actually, I stopped using Instagram 3 or 4 years ago.
right
Uh,
now we're looking at Fitzchozo's character Goofanoid.
well, I mean, in my opinion, you can't afford to limit yourself because nobody knows your character. If nobody knows your character, then you don't want to limit where people
Yeah,
can see it.
yeah, and I get not wanting to go on a platform because you don't really like it. I went back. I like about 15 years ago or so. I think I went on Twitter. I looked at it once, and I was like, "This is the stupidest thing on earth." And then I got in this community about 7 years ago or so, and it's like oh, people are using Twitter to promote their stuff, bring people on their channel to, have a panel chat and all that. I need to get back on Twitter. I hated going on Twitter. And then, especially at that time, because Twitter back then, and even still now a little bit, is a shit show. And to say, pretty plainly, but I got on there and it helped me grow my audience. And you've got to interact with people. You've got to interact with people on thing. If you're doing a live stream, try and bring people on to talk to. Well,
I mean, I tried to bring Dylan on the one stream where back when I was working on my Age of 22 one-shot comic, which I'm probably not going to make because it's so freaking hard to make all the 3D models, especially on this computer here.
Yeah. Joshua was like what?
Yeah, so I but I was gonna have people try to come up with fake alcoholic beverage names to put on the bottles, and during this one scene where they're in the wine cellar.
Yeah, and
I'm probably not gonna make that comic anymore. Like, I mean, no one gave a damn. I mean, people said doesn't look interesting. Look like a
yeah.
these people say it looked like a porn comic, even though it's not porn because it's 3D.
Well, the thing is, you can probably still do it. Maybe you have to tweet, whatever. You have to do a couple changes to make it not look that way. And I don't say give up. I would say don't give up on stuff so easily. This is a hard audience to get into, indie comics. You've got to do it. You've got to push really hard to get into it, and it's always hard, no matter what. Like, unless you're super talented, like say Diller, and even then it's hard. And you know what? And I get you tried to have Dillard on once. Well, it didn't work out. You know what? Try again. Maybe not Dillard. Try somebody else, like me or Tim. I'd be willing to come on. I'm not sure exactly if you. It depends on when it is and when I'm free.
But the thing about me,
you're right.
I make 3D models all the time, but I can't draw. I've been making 3D models for like years though.
That'd be a good way to do some storyboards that way.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was gonna make a 3D model of Professor Payne, but I ask myself, would anybody care?
You seem to get caught up on thinking people don't care.
Especially since no matter how many times I talk about Goofanoid and his world and his villains, no one cares because they just say the character's bad.
Yeah, so you're just reaching the wrong people. You know what? Who cares whether they care? Do you care about the character?
Let me. I'm not finished. Most people probably won't know who Professor Payne even is, even though I mentioned him multiple times.
Yeah,
I mentioned him.
And you know what? That's all right. I've mentioned several of my other characters multiple times on this channel, and I doubt many people know many characters beyond maybe my 7. I doubt most of them know my villains. Many of
Joshua's got a good point here too. If you're not having fun what you're doing, then why would people care if you're not having fun doing it?
Yeah.
You should worry more about entertaining people than trying to be, worry about getting the books done, worry about entertaining people and making people entertained and building an audience. Don't worry about whether people are spending the money.
Some people have told me I should just scrap Goofanoid and make the whole comic about the police fighting the villains that he's supposed to fight.
I think you've got a good concept with Goofanoid, and you guys, for those that were here, I think yesterday or a couple days ago when Fitzchosa was on and talking about Goofanoid, that remember, and if you want to say again a little bit about what he's about, let in the audience. Do you think it's a good concept a starting point at least. Maybe it needs to be tweaked a little bit, but you know, is it
Maybe
a
I
good
think it needs to be
concept?
tweaked a little bit. Possibly if you work on it a little bit. I mean, like there you could. I mean, it's a character like that seems like you can't help but make it a really kind of rated R type character.
But he doesn't kill or kill on it. That's the thing. You
Yeah.
can't. It's kind of
Mm,
hard for. It's kind of hard for it to even work like the Joker, because he's not the Joker. Like fundamentally, he's a fundamentally different character.
Metal says, I don't care about
That's the thing.
anybody's characters until I can actually
y-
experience their
yeah, you should
stories
do a series of.
as
You
intended,
should do a.
not just
You
a
should
script.
do a series of ash cans.
Yeah, and as I suggested, write a script of his origin.
Okay, okay. I'll write another origin for this character. I've written multiple.
Well, you've written multiple. Have you put it in a comic format?
How? I can't even draw. That's the thing.
Like I mean, a comic
I'm
script
a terrible
format.
artist.
I mean, a comic
Right, that's why you
script.
hire.
That's kind of
That's why you hire artists. Again, I had a lot of luck hiring artists right off Facebook.
Yeah, but I'm not even talking about the drawing of it. I'm talking a script, page one, panel two, panel
Yes,
three.
I have comic scripts.
Yeah.
That's exactly that's literally how I write scripts.
Okay, but do you have one for the origin of Goofanoid?
Yes, yes, but I never made the second part of it.
Okay, see, I did not know that you actually had a script for the origin of Goofanoid.
Mm.
Oh.
Uh, so like another exactly, it was inspired by Domino's Pizza Noid. Flint. Outcast, sorry, Outcast. You asked that question, but no, yeah, yeah. So I was gonna do design. I mean, I did the designs for Captain Metal, but no one responded like I
But
even did this. Wait,
you gotta keep
uh,
sharing it out.
You know, like I created my characters 35 years ago, approximately. You know, and
Mhm.
I'm only getting them out to the public now. I shared them with, yes, some family and friends, and they liked the concept. You know, I worked on it. I got some people in with me to do stuff from time to time. And you know, it was hard work. I created a Facebook group. You know, when Geo Cities were this a thing. I'm not sure whether you remember though that. You know, I created a web page for it. I got myself a web page, created stuff where people could go to find out and look at my
That's right,
stuff.
Joshua. Joshua agrees with me on the whole rated R concept. I mean, like Batman's killing joke. Eh?
like I don't
Rick is
understand. No, that doesn't make sense. Goofnor doesn't kill.
right. Neither does Batman. But
Yeah,
again,
but
killing joke.
he might not kill, but his villains kill.
Right.
Yes. On the case of Dolores Weinstein, she indirectly kills. But
Indirectly
yeah.
kills.
And his villains, like you said the other day, they're supposed to be.
Mm.
How did you say it the other day? I forget.
They're based off horror movie tropes.
Yeah. So they're horror movie. His
See,
villains are.
there you go. There's the whole rated R angle, which seems seems to be something you should use in this character.
Yeah.
Like the villains are for the most part horror movie tropes. I think the only exception is like Carbuncle.
Carbuncle.
I wrote a script with Carbuncle in it, by the way.
I see.
That's Carbuncle is like it's a guy who's a crazy car mechanic who is secretly a carjacker who takes apart cars and makes weaponized vehicles out of them.
Right. Well,
And,
maybe
and
you do the first story without a villain yet,
yeah, well,
and get people
that's why I was suggesting.
introduced to this game. Yeah.
That's why I was suggesting the
Mm-hmm.
origin issue
Mm-hmm.
to get people knowing what this character's all about and all that.
Yeah. I kind of got that concept after the first issue of X Force. I didn't know what Cable did before X Force #1, and that's how I got introduced to Cable and his crew. Yeah. Reading X Force #1, going, oh, he got a problem with this Mutant Liberation Front, and this is the final showdown. It was a great book.
Flute says, Rick gets the J.R.R. Tolkien of comics. Oh man, I wish.
I always thought you were like the Striper of comics, because everybody likes your work and but you do Christian comics. It's like a lot of metalheads like Striper, yet they sing about God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, just kind of messing around with it, do an ash can, kind of get and offer it for free and see what people think. 'Cause, an ash can be like a comic book version of a demo tape.
Okay, yeah, okay, I might have to do this in black and white, but I might have to try to do some kind of because I did make 2 pages of that Age of 22 thing, 3 pages, sorry, Age of 22 comic. I might try to do like a brief scene of Professor Payne or something.
Do a good 8-pager, because if you
I might
do an
like it,
8-pager,
might be like 2 pages.
You know, you
But
know,
it's
you
kind
know
of hard
what?
on me because it's how long it takes to render each frame.
Well, if you're doing an ash can, I'd say do a minimum of 4 pages, because if you're printing something up, you've got to have 4 pages. It goes in multiples of 4, so it just makes sense.
Yeah.
I only do 8 pages because when I make an ash can, I use Mixum still, so I go as low as like 8 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The concept of Professor Payne, it's a guy who is a guy in a suit of metal armor, not powered armor, just these metal armor, like a mix of chainmail and plate. And he kidnaps children and brings them to this facility where he can torture them as part of some brainwashing process to make them into supervillains. And
Right.
he runs it and he runs a service of mercenaries called pain makers who sell their services to the mob, or in this case cartels, or to torture, get information out of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's it. Professor Payne is supposed to be like Goofnor's main villain.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kidnapping children and turning them into sadistic little brats is very evil.
Yes,
Um,
yes, he psychologically breaks children. It's kind of like Granny Goodness, similar type of stuff.
well, Joshua just said sounds like Granny Goodness, so I think you're probably.
Exactly.
Hopefully you don't show the torture, because that would probably freak some people out. It'd be kind of weird.
I mean, depends on well, where am I aiming the story at. I feel like
Well,
adults should be able to handle that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
people do like reading comic books like Martial Law, which is the most messed up comic book imaginable. That's a British comic book.
Furthermore, the guy who made martial law hates superheroes. It falls in that same category as Ladder Garth and stuff.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I only know about that because my little brother had a copy of that when he was really little, and I looked through it and I burned it without him knowing.
Now he knows. Okay, maybe not. He's not listening to this.
No, he wouldn't listen to this. He probably wouldn't care by now. So, I mean, my best friend found it. We looked at it and like, Clinton can't have this book. This is fucked up. Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
mean, effed up.
yeah, I'm on martial law. Yeah, the guy is made by the guy who hates superheroes. So you got a story where superheroes are all evil and they all do all the nasty, evil, depraved stuff imaginable. And this one guy has to kill them.
Yeah, there was a Batman.
Yeah.
There was a Batman parody character they had, and he was giving his sidekick like these pills that repressed his growth.
That's reference to what they did with the actor. I think Burt Reynolds, well, the original actor from the Adam West show. What's his name again? I forgot his name.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wow.
That's what they did then. They actually took that stuff to make his dick small.
It's kind of fucked up. Effed up. Dang it, Rick, it's happening again. I'm forgetting not the curse on his show. Must be that time of year.
Yeah. They actually that's a kind of accidental pun. Like, okay, they gave him pills to make his genitals small.
I think you stunned
For the
Joshua because
Adam West Batman.
he just says wow.
The guy who played Robin. I forgot his name. His name escapes me at the moment.
Burt
I
Ward.
think it's Reynolds.
Burt
Burt
Ward.
Ward. Yeah, Burt Ward. Yeah.
Well, you know what? It really sounds like a dick move by somebody.
But oh my god, this guy.
Yeah, but yeah, then yeah, so exactly. I think Brat Pack was the same way. Yeah, that was kind of the same as the boys.
You mean the one by Rick Vitch? He did like a issue of the Ninja Turtles. I think it was the one that had Old Man River, and there's an advertisement for the Brat Pack. It was like live fast, love hard, live fast, die with the mask on.
Yeah, that comic. That had the superheroes all evil. There's one that was good. It was the original superhero, Superman, basically Superman. He was the good guy, but he wasn't evil. But he left Earth in charge of these other four superheroes, and they were all really, really, really bad. Like,
I
But Joshua says he just ruined his childhood.
he's gonna go. He's gonna log off and then curl into a fetal position and go,
uh,
no,
like
no.
Rat Pack had Rat Pack had an evil version, an evil combination of Green Arrow and Iron Man, who was a druggie and is alcoholic, and he put his sidekick on drugs to be just like him.
Sounds like Dillard's Heroes. The curse verse.
What was that? What
Like
was that one superhero team that was trying to beat up Buckler and he ends up shattering one of their testicles?
I forget
Was it the?
they're just villains.
Oh, I don't know. That's Dylan.
I forget.
No, yeah. That comic also had like a racist version of the like a character supposed to be called Judge Jury, supposed to be kind of like the Punisher. He was a Klansman, and he was a Klansman like KKK. He's a Klansman, and he wanted to kill all legal immigrants. And he was a steroid addict. And he put his sidekick on steroids, to be just like him, like regular performance enhancing drugs. Uh, and he killed the kid's parents and stuff.
Metal says, thankfully my childhood was already bad enough that no one else can ruin it.
That's kind of different than what Rick Vitch did for the for Mirage Studios. Then again,
Yeah,
it was underground comic books, so underground comic books tend to be a little effed up.
Yep, they do.
I had a rare comic book that had actually a Ninja Turtles appearance in it.
I mean, I think I read part of Red Pack years ago, but I never finished it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I actually read part of that years ago. I don't think I ever finished it.
Yeah, I had issue 5 of Anything Goes, and it had the Ninja Turtles fighting aliens on the cover, like from the Alien movies. You never saw
No,
the
it's
alien.
Xenomorph.
Yeah, the xenomorph, but you never saw the xenomorphs, but you did see their shadow, and you kind of got, oh, they're doing a little alien tribute. I bet you that's a rare book too. And all talk at once.
No. Why would we all talk at once?
I don't know. It's your show, but then it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a cross comic show without the awkward silence.
Was that an awkward silent moment?
Well, there's that's kind of like a trademark of your style.
Yeah.
Yeah, another my thing I didn't mention about Goofanoid is actually Hispanic. Actually brown. He wears white face makes a clown, but that's a clown makeup. But he's actually Hispanic.
So that
Oh, okay.
that white area is actually skin just put with makeup on. It's not like a mask,
That's
a
natural
white mask.
skin color. That's not natural skin color. It's face paint.
Yeah. Okay.
Does he have enhanced swimming abilities?
Well, I didn't think it was his natural skin color. I just thought it was like a mask that he put on. Not, and I don't mean like face paint. You know,
It's
just
face paint.
uh-huh.
Is his weakness is his weakness frozen water?
I mean, he's a regular.
Sorry, just making some jokes.
I mean, any human will freeze to death with frozen water.
Okay, I want you to think about that for a while. Okay. What's another name for frozen water?
Ice.
Starts with an I.
Ice.
Starts with an I.
Oh,
Ends with an E.
ice. But
Yes.
he's technically legal, even though his father isn't. But he's born to an American woman, so he's technically an American white woman, so he's technically legal.
I just thought my joke was funny.
Well, at least somebody here thought it was funny.
Yes. Thank you, me, for laughing at a really funny joke.
They had, uh, I mean, uh, South Park recently. In South Park episodes for this entire season has just been making fun of Trump nonstop, like Trump and Saddam Hussein, basically.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been watching it.
Yeah, this current season is just nothing but Trump jokes. Uh, the first episode is literally about how Trump is suing out South Park because Trey Parker and Matt Stone got because Trump sued Paramount for the interview with Kamala Harris during the campaign.
Yeah, and I think he won.
Yeah, but basically, the first episode was all about Trump suing the town of South Park. Then in the second episode was about ICE, all about ICE and Christy Rittner. Well, that's right. No, wait, Christy Norm. Sorry, Christy Norm, the chick who run ICE. And they had her her face was all falling off, and she kept shooting dogs. Like every scene she showed up, she kept killing dogs. Because she shot because Christy Norm shot a puppy in the leg.
The thing about South
Hmm.
Park is you can't take them seriously because they make fun of everybody. So
No, but then this episode, yeah, I know. But this season's been Trump because I'm not a Trump supporter. I was never a Trump supporter. The thing is,
Right.
the thing is, it gets old after a while. Like every episode has to have Trump show up.
Well, maybe it's a theme they're
Like
going with this year.
every episode of the season, Trump show up. So it's kind of like I get like there's no it's like it feels less like an episodic comedy like how South Park used to be. Instead, this season feels like it's a story arc. Like the Trumps. That's how it feels.
I guess they're just.
Yeah, probably.
That's what.
I guess they're just trying to trump every season before.
Yeah, like it's a story arc. Like it feels like a story arc rather than actual truly episodic season like fans would probably want. Like the third episode of this current season, the most recent episode, you literally had ICE show up again to deport all of Randy's workers at as farm integrity farm weed farm, and then all of a sudden Trump he tried to make a deal with Trump at the end, and he sold Towley to Trump. That's like
Tally. I'm so high. I get high. Yeah, that was a
Uh,
funny character.
yeah, I know. He ends up selling Towley to Trump, and another recurring plot line throughout this season of South Park is the devil and the gay relationship with Trump, because Trump is literally just Saddam Hussein and just like, literally all the Saddam Hussein jokes he did earlier. They repeated all Trump.
Metal sells his jokes for $250,000 each. That's how expensive his jokes are.
Again, this season feels like it's the Trump story arc. Like Trump's a major character in every episode. I don't get it. So I don't get it. It's like,
unfortunate. It's just they think it's gonna go over well with their audience, and they're probably just more gonna alienate because yeah, the conservatives can take the joke for a bit, because like Tim said, they go after almost everybody equally, but this seems like probably more of an attack on Trump, and by doing it every
again,
single episode. And
Hey, good
again,
news is
I'm just
okay.
asking for a non political episode where you can do something normal again. The South Park
Um,
used to do other stuff, right? You don't know that, right?
well, it's satirical, so whatever was in the news, they'd be.
Flit says South Park hasn't been funny in years. I've recently been rewatching it to find the exact moment it became Family Guy.
But South Park will never become Family Guy because Family Guy is structured entirely differently. It's literally
Family
have
Guy. Family Guy is overrated.
yeah, Family Guy. You have cutaway gags and characters of Family Guy feel less like characters anymore. Like at this point, most of the shows is just cutaways take up. Eventually at some point, cutaways took up most of the show. I think they dialed it back, but even then, it's like the characters feel less like characters now, so it doesn't really matter. Like so that's kind of the issue.
Well,
Wow, somebody on X is showing an old 1970s hot dog cooker being used, and it's sparking up pretty good.
do, do, do,
Wow.
do, do. Okay, I need to take a couple things off.
By the way, I haven't. I still. I probably should, but I'm just been trying to find interesting anime to watch, and because of that, I'm probably just gonna watch more of Hunter x Hunter because I've never seen that before. I'm on episode. I think it was 4 or 5. But I still haven't watched any of the cartoon revivals they've done recently.
I've been watching
Um,
old anime. Like I fell asleep watching it, but I was watching a little bit of Robotech.
no, but I said the revivals because this year it had no less than 3 cartoon revivals, and we're getting another one coming out to start next year.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Uh, Revivals is yeah, Phoenix and Ferb got revived this year, and then King of the Hill, and then
Oh, that
Gumball
that ain't coming back. King of the Hill ain't coming back.
came back this year.
Really? I haven't heard a thing
I'm not even
about it.
kidding. Without being honest, so.
Well,
And then Gumball revival, and then the regular show revival comes out the start of next year. I'm like, I hadn't seen any of these revivals yet, but I probably should start. I saw watching some of them.
uh,
I'm not. I was pirated, of course. They got no money, so I ain't gonna spend it on no streaming service.
and as
No,
for
like
what, go ahead.
I might watch either the Fins and Ferb and King of the Hill revivals. Uh, might start with, probably start with Fins and Ferb or something. The Gumball revival, I'm probably not going to watch till the regular show revival comes out because I just want to see how they fare about each other. Now they can no longer technically recycle episodes from each other anymore.
The Beavis and Butthead, um, they're doing a second season of that.
And Joshua, as for the reason I shaved his eyebrows, my angels are not supposed to have eyebrows. Something that I decided in my
Huh.
universe. And they don't have pupils, they're just eyes are one full color. It's just various things that, we decided to do for my universe. So I hope that answers your question, Joshua. Why I shaved his eyebrows.
It's part of a hazing ritual. Okay.
Do, 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 do. How to how do they emote without eyebrows? Well, the face can distort, like I'd say you can raise the eyebrow, but I
Is,
guess you can raise
is
the
there
eye
a
a little.
biblical reason they don't have? Is there a biblical reason they don't have eyebrows?
No.
Okay.
I just decided that the canon of my universe and angels, well, I guess they do have emotions, but you're not going to see most of the time. I don't think you'd see them very super happy, very happy, sad. They maybe something. Ooh, that's interesting, or whatever.
Well, they can feel jealousy, and therefore that's why there was the Great Rebellion and
Yeah,
they lost, cast down. So
yeah, but do they feel these emotions as deeply as us humans?
I
I
just
don't
came
know.
back.
I don't
I
know.
would say yes. I would say yes because again, there are certain angels that were jealous of God and started a rebellion against him.
I
Sure.
mean, I don't. I mean, Islam will leave a entirely different story of how the story of demons, but yeah.
Well, none of us. I don't know about you, but me and Rick are not Islamic, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't mean
Uh,
nothing to me.
Answer the question in the chat. Josh, I thought they were supposed to make a Gumball movie. I thought so too. I don't know if that's still happening or not. Um, yeah, Flint said he never really liked regular show. He said he kept waiting for Vincent the street flush Mordecai and Rigby's heads, but it never happened. Uh, I mean, of course, of course, that it had the show. He, so he never get no matter how screw up. Uh, 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 the regular show is gonna be on Adult Swim. It was originally supposed to be on Adult Swim, but they had the time slot was filled when it first came out in 2010, so they had to be on daytime Cartoon Network. So this revival is gonna be on Adult Swim. So I hope it doesn't go in the same territory as like
Regular show. What kind of what cartoon is that?
regular the cartoon had the Blue Jay and the Raccoon cartoon.
Oh,
Work at
I thought that was
yeah, it's
download,
literally
but that's just
yeah, it's literally called regular show. You had the Blue Jay and the Raccoon. They work as groundskeepers at a park, and there's a gumball machine named Benson who always yelling at them for screwing up on their jobs. And everything starts off relatively normal, but then all of a sudden, halfway through the episode, a supernatural event happens because of
they they
Mordecai Ruby's
they
death.
they were actually at Crystal Lake, and they ended up running into Jason.
That's the type of stuff that will actually happen. That's the kind of stuff that would normally happen. Or they summon some kind of monster, or some kind of world shattering event happens halfway through the episode because of their actions. They got to fight it now. Something is always something like that.
So they ended up fighting Jason for real in the cartoon.
No,
Oh,
that specifically never happened. It could. Anything can happen in a regular show. That's the joke.
yeah. Damn it! I figure if Jason was there, he'd kill every single one of them.
No, they'll probably Mordecai will probably win. You gotta understand the specific cartoon logic they run under. It's very different it's very different than the normal cartoon logic, but it's very different than like Looney Tunes, but still,
yeah,
you gotta understand the specific.
I think Death Battle recently did something with Gumball versus somebody. I forget who.
No, they ain't Gumball yet. They ain't touched regular show yet.
Later,
Uh,
Tim. Later, Tim. Uh, what? You don't think Death Battle did something with them?
Most recent Death Battle was Godzilla versus.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying the most recent. I just said recently.
No, well, no, they ain't done Gumball yet. You never feel on Death Battle yet. Gumball and Darwin versus Mordecai and Ruby would be interesting because they deal with literally all the same stuff, and they was constantly recycling the same episodes. They was constantly, behind the scenes they were constantly recycling episodes. So that would be interesting, but they probably ain't gonna do that. They probably gonna do Mordecai and Ruby versus Finn and Jake. Uh,
Well, maybe I'm just thinking. Popcar Studios. I think he's transformed some Gumball characters into various things.
yeah,
SPC
yeah,
monsters. Maybe I'm thinking his, not confusing with Death Battle.
yeah. Yeah, because Gumball's the cat and goldfish cartoon essentially.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't follow it. I just the odd time I see stuff. There's lots of stuff on Death Metal that I don't know who the characters are. They're anime or something like that. And
Uh,
I just, like I said, I knew somebody did something recently with Gumball. I just forgot who it was. Confused the shows that I watch. Or the YouTube channels.
yeah, yeah. Uh, I mean, I was a little kid when I was watching those cartoons, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm much younger than most people here.
Yeah, I think you said you were 23 the other day.
Yes.
Yeah, so that I am like 30 years, pretty much 30 years older than you. Because
Exactly.
I'm 52, so. I started doing stuff for my comic book universe before you were even alive. Wow, that makes me feel old.
Hey, wait, did the Red Sonja movie come out? I'm confused. Wait, is there a new one? Wait, let me look this up.
I don't know. I know we're talking about making it. I actually went to see Naked
I
Gun
mean,
to. I went to see the Naked Gun today, the new one. I
wait,
and I'm gonna go see the Toxic Avenger next week.
Red Sonja 2025. It just came out. No, did no idea this was they. No idea this came. No, I had no idea this just came out. I saw no advertising for it. No wonder. They didn't no advertising for it at all. They no one even they didn't even try to advertise the movie.
Wow.
New Red Sonja.
Joshua says, "You are old, Rick."
Yeah, but like, yeah, but like, I saw the only, I didn't, yeah, I saw Weapons and I saw the Looney Tunes movie called, the Day the Earth Blew Up. I'm probably not gonna see another film this year.
No?
If something interesting comes along, I might go see it.
Yeah, I saw a couple interesting trailers when I was at the theater today. And Joshua, just because I am old doesn't mean I have to feel old.
Okay, so what movie you gonna go see? We say I forgot. Rick, or you say he's gonna see Top Gun, and then after that, what?
No, I said
Was the other one you
today.
mentioned?
Today I saw the Naked Gun,
Naked Gun. New Naked Gun movie. I did. Yeah.
which was
And then
pretty.
after that, you're gonna go
See the Toxic Avenger next week. Next
play
Tuesday.
Toxic Avenger or another job.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, Peter. We knew one Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I don't think any other film trailer I've seen has interested me. I bet you probably haven't seen Weapons. because it probably wasn't on your radar.
No, I don't even know what it's about. I haven't seen the trailer for it or anything. I don't even know whether it's out in my area.
Yeah, you know, I saw it. Yeah, no, I saw it already.
Yeah.
Like how many? About a month ago, weeks ago.
What's it supposed to be about
You know,
again?
it's a horror, it's a kind of a mystery thriller about a bunch of kids, all from one classroom who disappear into the night, who run off to the night, and the school teacher gets blamed for it.
Okay.
That's the premise. And it was a great movie, but yeah, but yeah, I was only interested because I saw the trailer and looked interesting. Don't even know if Sketch is still in theaters. It's probably not. Go. But I don't even know if that, I don't even know if I'm going to the theaters again this year.
Yeah.
Do I ever go to the theaters? Most because don't have money. And that and most movies aren't interesting. Aren't even worth going to the theaters to see.
Yeah. Well, definitely money I can see not being able to go. You don't got the money, it's they don't really like to let you in. They're sort of funny that way.
Like last year, I remember last year I saw Monkey Man. That was not a good movie. When I went to go, I went out that day. It was backed by a script structure. I felt.
Yes, it is Alpha Proto.
And 2020 I saw Renfield. I actually love Renfield. That was a good movie. That had Nicholas Cage. You probably know after Renfield is though.
Renfield, did you say?
You
I think I've heard the name, but
from the original Dracula, the original Dracula novels. The guy who works with Dracula.
oh no, Igor? No, that's not Igor. I'm not sure. No, I don't know.
No, no. Igor's Frankenstein.
Yeah,
He's not even from the original book. But Renfield's the guy from the original book Dracula, and he eats bugs.
okay.
I mean, he's been in multiple Dracula movies, so I don't. But he's always a minor character though.
I
So
have a
They made a movie about Renfield
I haven't really
2 years
watched
ago.
many Dracula movies.
Yeah, but he had and he had Nicholas Hoult as Renfield. It was Lex Luthor, most recent Superman movie, I believe.
Uh,
That guy. Yeah, he was Renfield and
cool.
Nicholas Cage was Dracula. So. The films I go to see are very unorthodox. Usually, most stuff most people don't really care about. Do you see any commonalities with the films I go to see at the in theaters?
Pardon?
Do you see any commonalities with the films I go to see in theaters? I don't know what the best word to describe them.
Well, I don't know all the movies that you go to see in theaters, so I can't say for sure.
You did. I just explained to the most recent,
Well,
most
yeah,
recent ones I've seen in
you saw
theaters.
about weapons. I know that, but
This came this year,
uh,
and also this year I saw the day the Earth blew up, Looney Tunes movie that started here.
yeah,
Um, and before that, the last year in 2024, I saw Monkey Man, and the year before that, I saw Renfield. Uh, I usually give these movies a try. That's the thing. I watch movies that seem interesting on conceptually. At least from the marketing actually convinced me to watch it.
yeah.
I'm not going to waste my. I'm not going to waste my. I'm not going to go. Going to see a Fantastic Four movie. I know it's going to be bad. Something like that.
The Fantastic Four movie wasn't bad though. At least as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sure who else here saw it, but Superman was
Again, I know
good.
I go out my way not to see Marvel movies anymore.
Yeah, and that's your choice, like But to me, the Superman movie wasn't, or the Fantastic Four movie wasn't bad. In fact, I actually think I found the Fantastic Four movie better than any of the ones so far.
I mean, I like 2005 movie. It came out when I was like 3. Cause it's the MCU. Like, I expect every single MCU movie to be just bad, awful nowadays.
Yeah.
It's kind of the opposite. We used to be like that still applies. Yeah, that'd be awful. If it's Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios, anything, I just expect it to just be bad.
Uh, a little Outcast agreed with me that the Fantastic Four was a good movie. So
Cause like
but I get where you're coming from. You don't want to. You have limited money, and you don't want to potentially waste it on something that might not be that good.
it's almost guaranteed to be not be that good because again, almost every MCU film in the past 6 years been horrible.
Yeah. As for what I'm doing, Metal, I'm just trying to put in a background. So this is like supposed to be the sidewalk or where he is. When will the show end? Very soon, very soon. Alpha says, I think the Fantastic Four movie could have been better. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't exciting. I also thought the casting of Mr. Fantastic was bad. He was a good actor, but it could have been better. Yeah, it definitely could have been better for sure. It's midnight in Canada. Well, it depends on where you are in Canada. Where I am, yes, it's midnight. But if you're in Vancouver, Canada, it is not midnight. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah. Metal said the same thing.
Yeah,
Depends on where you are in Canada.
uh, yeah, like the thing is yeah, the MC anything MCU is I just don't. But then they're going to reboot everything very soon anyway. Like two movies down the road, two MCU down the road, they reboot. Probably honestly should.
I didn't quite catch that. It's Chozo.
They honestly should reboot everything. That's what they're doing in the next 2 movies down the road anyway.
Yeah, well,
Like I don't.
in some ways I get where you're coming from, but I'm not sure what they should do because, do they want to waste the, 15, 20 years that they've done building it up?
Well, but here's the thing. All the marketable the real actors age. All the marketable characters they made you dead or the actors get old.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what they've got to do. Well, DC has it built in, but um, Marvel has a little bit built in. Is they have to take the legacy characters and start putting them
No
in
one,
and building them up, and then make them so that they can take over the roles of whatever character.
no one cares about the legacy characters. That's the thing.
Well, in Marvel, you're right. Nobody really cares about the few legacy characters that there are there. DC,
Mm,
that's a different story. Like people like
mm.
Nightwing, people like Donna Troy, people like Wally West, the original Wally West. Um, People like Arsenal. I'm trying to think of the other legacy characters. Well, those are the main ones. Uh, there are probably a few others.
I think people even do. I think people even like Renee Montoya. Do people like Renee Montoya, or was she just kind of pushed?
Uh,
The Hispanic lesbian question.
Alpha says no one likes legacy characters. That's why they're going to recast instead. Joshua says they need to do what the DCU is doing, and by having established a universe that's just like the comics. Yeah.
Hmm. Assuming this DC universe, film universe, it's probably just gonna have to reboot, just like the reboot again. After it crashes and burn, I assume it's gonna crash and burn again. The next movie after this Superman movie is Clayface. That's they're already filming it right now in UK.
Yeah, I agree with Alpha. Alpha says I used to like Renee Montana in the old Batman cartoon. They retconned her as part of the LGBTQ community.
Mm.
And let's
And
see.
change the backstory, make her gay.
Yeah.
Originally, she was motivated to become a policeman because her husband died because of criminals. Her family died because of criminals.
Metal had said, let's just make audio plays. Joshua said before his DCU thing was, I tried giving the MCU a chance this year, and I didn't like any of the movies they put out this year. Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, because the next movie is Clayface, which uh, does anyone care about that's to be the second DCU film, Clayface? Like, was anybody care really? Like, I don't think there's gonna be any, but I don't think there's any buzz around it.
No, I know he's a villain, Batman villain, but
Yes.
Joshua says we've never had a complete comics accurate Marvel universe in live action. X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, all in one universe. Yeah, true. Metal says throw away all the continuity and make one-shot stories and adaptations. Then you can cast new people anytime you need. Well, that's the way it was for years and years and years, for sure.
Mm.
You know,
That's how the old Batman movies were. Every movie is different actor. In the
oh,
90s.
well, the first two were the same actor, but although we had a new actor each time, we did believe at that time that they were all supposed to be the same continuity, and although it was a different actor playing Batman, we believed it was the same one, supposed to same continuity, but with the recent Flash movie, it made it seem like it wasn't.
Again, I didn't even bother. Again, that's one. That's a movie I would never even bother to watch, especially after his crime spree.
Yeah.
But the DC, but another strange thing is that DC doesn't feel like giving most of these characters. Uh, like they don't have, they didn't have faith to make a Flash movie. They had faith to make like a DC Universe film that just had Flash as a main character for some reason. Like
Well,
he doesn't even fight Captain Cole or none or Mirror Master or none of these characters.
well, see, the problem is with these films is they want to go and they want to well, not the films themselves, but the people in charge. They want to go and capture all these super moments in comicdom that people like, or people they think people like. You know, like Civil War for Marvel. You know, the stuff with Thanos, Infinity War, and stuff like that. With Superman, different Doomsday, they want to do that. Um, you know, they want Flash. They did Flashpoint. That's not where you start off with Flash.
Yeah, but yeah, we can't really make a Flash movie, a Flash movie properly because that they decided that you have to start off only Flashpoint for some reason.
Yeah, but if they started off Flash at the beginning of his career or close, but then there's the problem that they got the Flash wrong to begin with too. The Barry Allen that they showed was not even close to comic accurate, in my opinion.
I know exactly. The
Uh,
Civil War's and everything attached to it was the worst thing to ever happen to Marvel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because every character from that point just became out of character. No, like Iron Man through all made a prison in this other dimension that causes people to experience to be tortured, psychologically tortured, and then he just and started prisoning superheroes in it. Like he became a violent force for the government. Yeah, it's like Tony Stark has never really recovered from that story arc.
yeah, but I was just using Civil War as an example. Where they bring all this stuff in to the movies instead of
Mhm.
like, okay, let's make the characters comic accurate and just give them new storyline for the movies, instead of, oh,
Mhm.
let's do the long Halloween, let's do this, let's do Civil War, let's do, I don't know, another Avengers thing. Like, let's do all these big storylines that are in the comics. Like, we got Planet Hulk coming. you know do we have to do these big storylines? Yes, we like to see that sort of stuff come to life, but can you think of something original for the movies?
Cause like all these big epics, like like I honestly don't get why Clayface is the second film of the DCU.
I don't know either, especially with it being a villain. Maybe they're just gonna set up a whole bunch with it. I don't know.
Like it's just, yeah, it's confirmed take place in Gotham, so but it's not going to be the Robert Pattinson. That's not part of DCU. Because it's too realistic. Doesn't fit the universe. So like so you're gonna have new Batman. I don't think Batman himself is gonna be in, but I think one of the other members of the Bat family might be.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
like again,
Let's see. Alpha says no. We want big comic moments brought to film. I sort of get it. It's nice seeing those big comic moments, but unfortunately, things are gonna be are crazy. You know, like you can't always get all the characters that are involved in all these big moments in the movie. So, you know, not as much as we dislike Civil War in the comics, for sure, and probably the movie as much. You know, you couldn't get Civil War anywhere close to the way it was in the comics because you didn't missing half the characters.
I know exactly, and they refuse to actually synergize the TV shows. If they actually have much TV shows and were able to synergize with the movies properly, that might have been possible because the movies just ignore the TV shows for the most part.
Yeah.
Up until Disney Plus.
Alpha says, in a way, Suicide Squad movie was the first film in the DCU. Yeah, maybe the old one, old DCU. We got a totally new one, DCEU from DCU with James Gunn, I think. Yeah, I like Civil War in the
Exactly.
comics as
Thing
well.
is, no matter, I'm definitely not going to watch the drunk Supergirl movie.
Alpha, I also like Civil War in the comics, but there is a lot of people out there that did, and that's fine. They have a right to their opinion. Alpha says Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 2 was about Civil War. You're talking the video game, right? Uh, Alpha? And then Disney Plus shows ruin the MCU. I won't say they ruined the MCU, but they definitely chose the wrong characters to focus on, and that's just because they wanted to push their agenda.
Yeah, but by the way, and this is something probably say about this topic. I'm definitely not going to watch the drunk Supergirl movie.
I think Joshua says she's not going to be drunk the whole movie. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, probably not.
I don't
Alpha
care.
said,
I don't care. I don't care. That version of Supergirl, that's the Tom King version of Supergirl. That's what they did. That's what they're going to adapt. The Tom King version of Supergirl.
yeah. Alpha says, but we have the same Peacemaker from the James Gunn Suicide. Yes, it's the same person playing it for sure. I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's the
sure.
same movie. No, the James Gunn Suicide Squad is canon.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he done. He did that one, didn't he? Okay, that's probably why he's considered canon. He did it. Um, James Gunn's like broken character says Alpha.
Hmm. But like, so we're going to have the Tom King version of Super. I don't like the super having a Supergirl movie in the first place is a bit of a stretch, but that version of Supergirl, like, I'm not going to watch it. It's going to be the drunk Supergirl who uh I don't want to see that because I didn't even like Jessica Jones, so why I like this Supergirl.
Well, Jessica Jones is a completely different character than Supergirl, first of all. And we have had a Supergirl movie in the 80s. It wasn't the best. Um, it didn't really tie into the Superman movies either, although I do they believe.
No. Christopher Reeve was there.
I've seen the movie a few times. I don't think Christopher Reeve was ever in that movie. They mentioned Superman, so and in the Flash movie, they do show the Christopher Reeve Superman and her together. Yes, but I don't remember Christopher Reeves actually being in that movie. But I could be wrong.
Right.
You know, I actually even own that movie, that Supergirl movie.
But I talk about. I don't want to see I don't want to see the Tom King version of Supergirl on film. Which
Yeah. Alpha says the 80s Supergirl was boring. At least the casting was good. It also had Jimmy Olsen in it. Okay, so maybe there's the tie-in. They had both Jimmy Olsen, the same. Was it the same Jimmy Olsen as the Superman movies, Alpha, if you remember right? And yeah, it was boring. And unfortunately, it didn't have any. It didn't have a character anybody knew. I think they made up a villain just for that movie, and the villain was pathetic.
that's what those Superman movies did. They only made up villains just for those movies.
Well, they had
I mean,
Lex.
they Luthor and Zod. They had Luthor and Zod, but all the other villains just made up.
Yeah, which was, what, two movies they had different, because Luther, and actually Luther was the villain in three of them.
No,
He was the villain in the first one, villain in the second one, along with Zod. The third one, it was the stupid one where they made that machine that and got the fake kryptonite. And then the fourth one, again, was Luther, and he made a Bizarro, if you will. He
no,
took,
it was Nuclear Man. That's what they called him. Nuclear Man.
Yeah, but he took Superman's DNA, his hair, to make.
I know he made, but I don't know why they didn't call him Bizarro. They just call him Nuclear Man or something.
Yeah,
They made an entirely different character.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name, but in a sense, it is Bizarro. The guy didn't really talk. He grunted a lot. Also, Bizarro talks in backwards and all that. Yes, he wasn't exactly like Bizarro, but I'm just. He was Bizarro with a new name, slightly new origin or whatever, It was slightly different. Yes, I'll acknowledge that it was.
Even Superman 3, the computer was essentially Brainiac, but you just don't call it Brainiac. You changed different name. Originally, it was supposed to be Brainiac. Apparently, I believe. It was essentially Brainiac, different name. He had a computer.
Joshua says, "What's the difference between normal Supergirl and Tom King's Supergirl?" Okay, what are you calling normal Supergirl, and what is Tom King's Supergirl? I have no different. No.
An alcoholic emotional wreck. That's what Tom King's Supergirl is.
Okay, but she did lose her family a lot more than Clark, so I could see her being a little bit more devastated with the loss and all that. So, Clark was a baby, he doesn't remember things. Kara was in her teens when she comes to Earth and loses.
Yeah, she's a teenager. Yeah.
So I can see her, being a little bit of a wreck. I get that, She's not just, super happy. Oh, I just lost my entire world, my family, Yeah, I'm just happy-go-lucky. Oh, yeah, I got my younger cousin that's now older than me. Yay!
No, but that's still a different version of the character compared to the Silver Age version, or the Brown, or even the post-crisis version back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It's still a different character.
Yeah. Well, it's same character in the fact that it is Superman's cousin, but they've given her a new personality. They've made her a little bit more realistic. Whether that's good or bad, I can't say. I don't think I've read any Tom King Supergirl. What do you mean you don't understand Supergirl? Which Supergirl or whatever? For Proto? Because from what I know, the original Supergirl was from Krypton, but I think it was Argo City. Somehow got torn off, survived the destruction of Krypton, They created
No,
a
she was sent to no, no. She was sent to the frozen pod, like a freezer pod, and then sent her came to Earth later than Clark.
yeah,
But it's still a teenager. Yeah.
but from what I understand of the origin of it, and I could, this is an origin that I know of. Maybe there was an origin before, but the origin I know, somehow Argo City survived Krypton breaking apart. They created a dome over it. It floated around in space for quite some time. Then something happened that was happening to Argo City that they ended up, Kara's parents sent her off to Earth afterwards, after to allow her to survive, and Argo City got destroyed. That's what I know her original origin as. I could be wrong. Now they've done a few differences in recent years and all that. There was, of course, the Pocket Universe Supergirl that was popular in the 90s, which was
They called her the
Protoplasm.
Matrix,
Yeah.
but she's made of slime that shapeshifts. She's from Lex Luthor's pocket dimension, I believe.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure whether it was his pocket dimension, but it was some sort of pocket dimension that she was from. I'm not sure whether Luthor created it in the comics for that or not. And then of course there is the angel type one. I forget what it was called the Earth Angel, Supergirl, which was the Matrix one merging with some sort of human, I think, in some way, if I remember right. Why is she younger than Clark? I think for some time she
Because
was in suspended animation between leaving Argo City and getting to Earth. And Clark had all that extra time to grow up when she was in suspended animation. Although she's technically supposed to be older than him. Because she was born before him on Krypton. That's what I know her origins, various origins as. So, Joshua says she's his older cousin, but she's younger because she was frozen in time. Here, let's. I know what I'll do to make sure, see which is which. Super Girl. Wikipedia. After a positive fan reaction to the first recurring and more familiar version of Supergirl that debuted in 1959, Kara Zor-El first appeared in Action Comics 252, May 1959. The story introduced the character was drawn by Al blah blah blah. Years later, Binder. Like Supergirl, Mary Marvel was a teenage version of an adult male hero. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just trying to get the. biography, it says here, Kara Zor-El, so named because on Krypton, women take the full name of their fathers, is the last survivor of Argo City, which survived the explosion of the planet Krypton and drifted through space. The city had been covered by a plastic dome for weather moderation, devised by Zor-El, the younger brother of Jor-El, the climatologist and engineer, the father of Superman, Kal-El. The dome held together a large chunk of the landmass under the city as it drifted through space in general direction of the solar system. The land is converted into green kryptonite, which is covered with lead. However, the lead covering is destroyed by a meteor strike, forcing Kara to be sent to Earth. It is later revealed that Zor-El and Alora survived by entering the survival zone, a parallel continuum akin to the Phantom Zone. There they are rescued by Supergirl and moved to the bottled city of Kandor. In the new Krypton storyline, the two are killed by Reactron. On Earth, Kara acquires Superman's identical powers to Superman and adopts a secret identity of Linda Lee, a resident of Midvale Orphanage. She conceals her blonde hair with a brunette wig and functions as Supergirl only in secret, at Superman's request, until she can gain, in his opinion, sufficient control over her powers and the wisdom to use it properly. Her debate was delayed by her powers being stolen by Kandorian villainous. During this period, she is adopted by Fred and Edna Danvers. And there's more, of course, because she's had a long history. So I don't like a confusing story. The timeline is not lining for me. It's like how Captain America was frozen in ice. He's technically way older than everyone on Earth, but he's physically not old. When he visits Peggy Carter in the modern time,
Comics, everything's going to be confusing. Did you know there's been multiple Clayface comics?
What?
Yeah. First one, Basil Carlo had a mask, had a mask made of clay. That's why they call him Clayface. He didn't shapeshift at all. He was just a serial killer.
Yeah.
Well, he was an actor who became a serial killer, and he hated that they would make the remake of his most famous movie.
When he visits,
then he had the second Clayface, Matt, who was Clay as a shapeshifter and was a common crook before becoming made of Clay. And then you had Preston Payne, the third Clayface, who was this guy who took some of Matt Hagen's body and then make himself the Clayface so he can make himself handsome. They turned so in order to get girls. But instead, turned into this melting monster that melts all the time. He has to melt other people to keep himself from melting.
Yeah.
Kill himself.
Alpha says, "Wow, that was my mom's name. What was your mom's name? Linda Lee or Linda Danvers? Linda." Joshua's, "Why did you say that name?" Alpha says, "Laugh out loud. He killed because they were making a remake of his movies." That sounds very modern. And if you think Supergirl is convoluted and knowing, Power Girl is even more convoluted, and she's supposed to be the Supergirl from, or not, and nowadays she's supposed to be the
Earth 1.
From the Supergirl of Earth 1. But
Earth 2. Earth 2. I mean the original, the Earth 2, the Jay Garrett one had the one he had the Alan Scott Green Lantern. That world.
Yeah. So and that that gets very even more convoluted. Her origin, they've
And
changed her origin
like
so many
they
times.
retcon her not to be like the retcon not to be a crystal. She's actually Atlantean, a son of the offspring of an Atlantean who has sex with a wizard.
Yeah.
Um, and, but it was weird. It was very complicated because at that time during the post-crisis era, DC tried to make it so that Superman was the last son of Krypton. They were none of the Kryptonians. They also made Brainiac even more complicated because originally Brainiac was just a evil robot from outer space. Um, but and he was, I think he was like a Coloian originally, but they tried to make him a human instead of a machine. It was super complicated during the post-crisis era. Like, so instead of being a machine from outer space, he was yeah. They may have been complicated. It's kind of and another thing about Power Girl that originally she was weak to water because of her weird mutation because he was an Atlantean or something. That's but it made her kind of like an anti-Atlantean. It was weird.
Yeah. Lots of things are definitely weird in comics, with all the retcons and all that.
Let's see.
It's crazy. But uh, we've gone over a half an hour over my normal time limit, but that's all right. We've been, have been having a great
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Rick.
You want to promote anything?
No, I have nothing to promote. I
Uh,
mean, at the moment, not the moment.
okay. Oh, well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for Timothy. Go ahead.
Goodbye.
Okay, we'll talk to you later. Okay, well, thanks for everybody coming on the panel. Thanks for everybody coming in the chat. It's been great having everybody here. It's been great discussion this last half hour or so. I will be back on tomorrow, later today for me, at 6 p.m. We will be, of course, doing coloring up Canadian Shield 3. Hopefully we get a little bit more done tomorrow than we did today. I love coming in the chat. Yeah, well, we need to get you on here so you're actually drawing. Which was your idea. And good night, everybody. Like I said, hopefully see you later today or tomorrow, whatever it is for you. Just Shields Up, coloring Canadian Shield 3, which we're doing here too. Hopefully we can get a few more people on. I'm gonna love it when I can have 4 or 5 people on here doing stuff for Cross Comics, various things for Cross Comics. So hopefully I'll also have a video up tomorrow or Thursday, maybe Saturday, the latest, for another page that I've been doing off air. So too many guests. Nah, that's not too many guests. But anyways, see you all later. Bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great day.